There's an old political and military adage, which is that you divide and then you conquer. Because a group of people that do not present a unified front are much, much easier to pick off one by one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are divided. We have divided ourselves. Our enemies do not have to come in and push us apart because we have broken apart into small tribal bands, and all we do is harass each other. And in the meantime, somebody like the FAA and Google, Amazon, whoever you want to blame, are coming in and they're coming for us, and we have no way to defend ourselves.
It's a blessing. I've always kind of wanted some fame, to be honest. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't, but it's one of those things. I'm not going to take it for granted. It's a great thing, and I'm just going to keep pushing to be the best and be myself, and that's it. And if people like that, great. If people don't like that, not so great. But one thing that comes with notoriety and fame is there's an equal amount of haters. And wow, have I really seen that some here and there recently. I mean,
saw a few of those things pop up.
Yeah, good grief. And I'm not the best. I'm learning. I've learned just to stay off of Facebook, at least off of my personal Facebook, or stay on my Facebook, and that's it. Because, I mean, it's amazing the things that people can say, and the things you say and the way people take that.
Right.
And there's just so much hate right now in the FPV community. Like, there's these two sides, and everyone knows it. If you've been on Facebook, there's ethics and there's Rotor Riot. And it's like anytime someone tries to make a bridge in between, it just makes things way worse. And I think this sounds biased being on Rotor Riot, but I think the guys – oh, man, I'm calling people out, but I don't care anymore. I think the guys from, like, Steele and Kevin and them, some of the things that they've done, like live streams, which we know about and stuff, have not done anything good for this hobby to bring people together. And I'm not going to argue that Rotor Riot's always done the best things, but people need to really start thinking about working together soon, because there's always going to be haters when you're famous, or well-known, rather, in FPV. But the fact that people literally will make assumptions about people just because they're a part of Rotor Riot or because they're a part of ethics or something is really you see that in other hobbies and industries, but there's something different about an FPV. I've been a part of the RC world. I've been a part of many other different sectors, gaming and everything, and you don't see this same level of just like automatic. Like, I always ask people, like, okay, why do you not like this person? Okay, why do you not like the name? Okay, here's a big one, Vanny Roll. Okay, why do you not like Vanny Roll? Okay, this is. You knew this was going to come. You had to know this was going to come up.
Oh, I mean, there's just been so many examples recently where number one, I've never even freaking seen what the Vanny Roll is supposed to be, right? And so I'm like, why are we getting bent out of shape over what somebody calls something? Like,
right.
Everybody, and I think the thing that gets me the most is that invariably somebody is like, just go out and fly.
Yeah.
It's like, exactly. Guys, I mean, yes, we should go out and fly, but like the FPV industry is separated into this intense tribalism where Where, I mean, it's like, there's Rotor Riot and ethics, and there's RDQ and Pyroflip. It's not, I mean, it's insane, and it comes from the top a lot of times, I think.
I agree. When I did the trick tutorial over the Vanny Roll, people saw the title, and they kind of would read what the trick was, which is basically just you yaw backwards and do a roll. That's like the initial gist of it, even though that's not really what it is. Yeah. People just immediately assumed, like, oh, he's just like, it's like naming a left turn a Vanny turn. Okay, it's like
it's not a Vanny turn. I've always called it a Vanny turn.
Right? Yeah, right. Screw you too. But I mean, but people just immediately hated on it, and I almost told Drew to take the episode down because I'm like, I can't deal with this. Like, this is just ridiculous. People, because most of the people would just comment and they wouldn't even have watched the episode. We were just doing a trick tutorial over a reverse roll or reverse yaw turn with the roll, but there is a way I do it differently than everyone else. And if people watch the episode, the whole joke was the name Vanny Roll. It was such a clear joke. We didn't mean it in any way. We did call it the Vanny Roll because like we wanted a name for it. We just wanted a name. It was fun. We literally filmed us coming up with it, but people took that so intensely. I mean, lots of people were saying like, "Oh, you're a jerk for calling that trick yours. You weren't the first one to do it." And I'm like, "Listen, I never said I was the first one to do it." Right? You know, but man, there is some serious hate in this community and people just trying to stir stuff up here and there. And you know what? I think, who was it? Someone said something really important to me. I think it was actually Chad Capper, which is because he saw the drama going on. He saw me. There were a lot of people who loved the trick tutorial and loved the trick. And instead of responding to those people and thanking them, I was responding to all the haters. And Chad brought up something interesting, which is you should stop trying to fight the haters and respond to the people supporting you. Yeah. Because those are the people who are going to support you no matter what. And I think that's an important lesson I've taken away from that, is to try not stir anything up and just thank the people that have been there with you and will continue to be there for you. Because if there is going to be this separation, which I think there always will be some separation, then it's, you know, it's, I'd like to say I'd be a part of fighting that battle, making FPV, you know, a better community. But, you know, I think me doing my part in that will be just being myself and, you know, keep doing stuff for the people who support me.
I had a conversation with, you know, I interviewed Bardwell a while ago, and I'm paraphrasing him here, but his words ended up being remarkably true, which he said, you know, first they love you. The folks that are your first supporters, they love what you do. They truly like the thing that you do.
Yeah.
And anybody that doesn't like what you do pretty much ignores you, because they can't ignore you. But at some point you become, and big enough isn't the right term, but you gain enough notoriety or influence that people that didn't necessarily agree with you or didn't know about you start paying attention.
Yeah.
And once they start paying attention, that's when the haters arrive. That's when they show up and they're just like, they're going to have their say. And it doesn't matter where the casualties lie. They're going to have their say.
They're going to have their say.
Yeah.
Bye. I'd like to thank Alex for coming on. He's great. He's awesome. This is the third time he's been on. He is truly a pleasure to interview. You know, with the FAA rules proposed, everything that we're looking at, the things that are coming down the pike, these interviews might end. Our flying might end. It may take some time. But unless we all get our butts into gear and stop fighting with each other, there's no point in even getting pissed off about something that the FAA is doing, because quite frankly, they're just going to roll right over us. So keep that in mind. Think about that. When you want to take a pot shot at Rotor Riot or TBS or RDQ or whoever it is, just stop for a minute and think, am I dividing or am I unifying? If the answer is that you're dividing, then just stop. That's all I gotta say. I want to thank my patrons. Thank you for who you are, for what you do. There's a link in the description below. And that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.